Hello YouTube, Vloganeerix Rants here, and this week my video is about Ireland overturning their ban on abortion except in the case of the life of the mother, which was officially in the 8th Amendment of the Ireland Constitution. With that out of the way, let's begin. So, what is the 8th Amendment of the Irish Constitution? Well, here it is. Quote, "The state acknowledges the right to life of the unborn and, with due regard to the equal right to life of the mother, guarantees in its laws to respect and, as far as practical, by its laws to defend and vindicate that right." End quote. So, it's basically a ban on abortion, except for what I can see, maybe the reason of life of the mother. So, as you well know, Ireland is very conservative. And, from what I can read, at least to a degree, a Christian theocracy. And yet, Ireland has now allowed both same-sex marriage and now has legalised abortion. So, let's go over at least parts of this article. Quote, "Scenes of celebration have erupted across the Irish capital as official results showed the voters in the country overwhelmingly backed the legalisation of abortion services. Released on Saturday evening, the results said that 66.4% of people had supported the repeal of the 8th Constitutional Amendment in Friday's referendum." End quote. So, it was a major landslide. Basically a 2-1 victory to the yes camp in the vote on the legalisation of abortion. Which is awesome, showing that the people at least are more liberal than you'd expect in a country that is, at least to some degree, a theocracy. Anyway, let's keep going. Here's something interesting though. Polling stations in rural Galway saw the yes vote garnering over 80% support, which is surprising considering those areas were considered more conservative. Another interesting stat is that Roscommon, which was the only county to vote against marriage equality in 2015, actually supported the yes vote by a margin of 57.21%. Anti-choice advocate Eoin Shanahan, who's one of the crusaders against abortion, compared losing the vote about the 8th Amendment to losing a football match, complete with wearing his team's jersey. Eoin Shanahan said he was wearing his Guernsey or whatever with, quote, "a mixture of disappointment and pride." He said he was saddened, quote, "in the way you might feel if you lost a football match but were still wearing the jersey." End quote. A bit silly, I'll be honest. He also does get a bit conspiratorial about why the majority had voted yes. Quote, when asked why he believed the majority had voted yes, he blamed, quote, "pro-abortion campaign politicians," end quote, for, quote, "singling out individual pro-life low-incidence cases and honing in on those," end quote. See? There's the conspiracy theory, that it was a conspiracy by pro-choice advocates. Anyway, what's next? Well, I would recommend that you allow abortion for any reason up to about 22-23 weeks, basically before viability. In the US it's at 23 weeks, and I know that no baby has been kept alive outside the womb before about 23 to 24 weeks. I think there was a couple before that were able to hold for a little bit, but they still died because they just hadn't spent long enough in the womb and developed enough. After that, after 23 weeks, abortion can be regulated. Say allowed only in the case of rape, incest, a fatal defect in the fetus so it wouldn't survive very long else once born anyway. The life of the mother is at risk. I've seen some for socioeconomic reasons. I'm not 100% sure on that, honestly. But those are the main four. So, this is a win for liberalism in Ireland, a very conservative country. That is now 2 wins we've had recently, the first being for marriage equality, and now for the legalisation of abortion through the repealment of the 8th Amendment. This is good news. However, we should note that there is still a way to go, because there are still a lot of countries that are not very good when it comes to abortion. There are nearly 50 countries, a lot of them either Christian or Islamic theocracies, that all but ban abortion outright. the only exception being maternal life, including, until last night, Ireland. There are a few that have banned abortion outright, mostly in Central America. Weird. Yeah, even the Islamic and Christian theocracies don't ban it outright. Take a look yourself. It's actually very interesting, to be fair. But as I've said earlier, where I listed the cutoff and for what reasons afterwards, I'd be fine with that. A very good choice, Ireland. Now you just need to get the legislation right. So, that is my video for this week. I hope you found it interesting. Please rate, comment, share and subscribe, and have a great day, everyone.